We've just talked about how the digital side works with these sales scripts. Work for in-person visits too, or how do I handle that?
Yeah, sure. For in-person visits, you can simply sit down, bring your laptop along, and answer the questions right on the spot. But if you don't want to be seen as the total nerd, I'd really strongly suggest making sure you've properly internalized it at least to some degree before showing up in person. So yeah, it's definitely worth it too. Have the flow form and the sales script just roughly top of mind so you clearly know how it all works, what questions you want to ask, and where exactly the conversation should actually go. Otherwise, of course, if I have the chance and I can go visit the customer with both the tablet and the laptop, I'd recommend the tablet, maybe even the smartphone. Then I can, of course, use digital tools to answer questions right away. And simultaneously follow the sales script in digital form. But then again, you've got to be mindful and make sure to actually look at the customer from time to time. So if I'm completely focused on my tech, juggling questions, pulling up the next one, then I read aloud, hey, I'd really like to ask, just out of curiosity, how old are you exactly? Then it quickly comes across as stiff, and the customer's like, whoa, what a total nerd. So you really got to make sure to stay relaxed. For me, the sales script is kind of like a guideline, something you can loosely hold on to and refer to when needed, but definitely don't have to at all. And you really shouldn't stress if you're like, okay, I missed this point. Oh no, this is terrible. I actually skipped something in my sales script. The sales script will never be complete anyway. If you're in a conversation with the customer and questions come up along the way, it's totally fine. Of course, you're allowed to address them, to ask them. And just like that, it's absolutely no problem if you ever forget or skip something in the sales script. Yeah, the more you practice it, the more you learn it, maybe even memorize it, the better you'll become, and the more consistently and accurately you'll follow your sales script. I recommend getting your sales script down pat to a certain extent. Keep it fresh in your mind and maybe even store it mentally with a helpful visual image or two so it feels natural and effortless when you use it. And when you've had that in-person visit, enjoyed a really positive conversation with the client and said your goodbyes, once you're settled in your car, grab your laptop or smartphone and take a moment to go over and answer those questions while everything's still fresh in your mind. Because it's just awkward to keep getting distracted during the conversation with the client and suddenly having to pull out a digital device in the middle of a personal meeting. Because as we've already learned, the most important thing is simply to have a great conversation with the client. And I don't want to say a super friendly conversation, but it should definitely be a relaxed atmosphere. And if the customer feels like they're stuck in some boring market survey, they'll probably do anything, just not become a customer. Honestly, that's the last impression we'd want to leave. And that's why it's absolutely key to build in a sense of ease, something natural and relaxed, not forced at all, really just flowing. And I bring that ease in most naturally when I'm not constantly stuck reading through the sales script word for word. It might really help to have the sales script or flow form right there on my tablet. Then, whenever I start feeling anxious and want to calm those nerves, I've got instant reassurance at my fingertips. If I want things to feel predictable, I know I've got it right here. And if suddenly I freeze up and can't remember what I wanted to say, if I've got no clue anymore, what else I wanted to ask the customer, I can simply say, hold on a sec, let me just quickly double check whether I've got everything I actually need or wanted to know right now. Then I can calmly go through my sales script and maybe take another quick look to make sure I've truly got everything covered. Then I'll just take a quick pause, tell the customer, okay, let me quickly check if I've got everything that's relevant for you or for us. Then I've got that one interruption, but not constantly throughout the conversation. And yes, I definitely recommend not filling out the flow form live with the customer, but instead taking care of it afterward when I'm on my way back, sitting in the car, on the bus, or on the train. That I'll then go ahead and complete my sales script and flow form afterwards.
Are these flow forms mainly meant for in-person sales, or are they more tailored to your phone-based sales approach?
For both, actually. As I've already mentioned, it's especially great for phone sales since the customer can't see what I'm doing. I can smoothly work through my sales script while we're on the call, no problem at all. Fill out my flow form, perfect for that, absolutely brilliant. And I've already explained how you can use it for in-person visits too. There I should probably know it off by heart to some extent, at least kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And there's actually a third option when it comes to using flow forms, letting the customer fill it out themselves directly from their contact record. Super straightforward. If you set up a flow form in Mr. James, you can also define a design for it, add your logo, include a legal notice, and then every flow form will get. So every guide gets its own web address, and you can easily share this URL with your client or contact while also customizing its look and feel to match your brand identity for a truly professional and consistent presentation. So it perfectly matches your corporate design and truly looks like it's crafted in your unique style. You send this link over to your client and then they can click through it all on their own. And at the end, you might even ask for their contact details when you send this flow form to someone you don't know yet. And that's exactly why flow forms are absolutely perfect for social media campaigns. Like when you ask those typical questions on social media, what's your biggest pain point right now? I don't know, what kind of products could you actually sell? What games do you really enjoy playing? Or what kind of stuff tends to catch your interest when you're watching movies? Depending on the offer I currently have available, you can easily link the social media contact directly to a flow form where they comfortably fill in the questions themselves, and I instantly receive all the results delivered straight to me completely hassle-free and in no time. It's often way more effective than a static website because with a static site, I can only provide information, especially when it comes to emotional topics. Flow forms really are perfect for asking customers questions, and once you try it out, you'll quickly realize when I put a flow form on social media or anywhere online, it just works like a charm. People suddenly end up being way more honest than they'd ever be in a personal one-on-one conversation with me. And especially when dealing with sensitive topics like personal or delicate products, they really shine, consistently delivering great results and building genuine trust over time, every single time. Because in a personal conversation with a customer, I might not want to ask certain questions directly. But when I use a flow form like this and the customer can fill it out completely anonymously online, I still get all the answers I need. And strangely, people tend to feel much more comfortable responding in an anonymous setting than they do during face-to-face conversations. Flow forms are already, I don't want to call them the ultimate solution, but they're really a great tool to get solid answers, to have a reliable guide, and then make the entire set of collected data statistically evaluable afterward. Flow forms are absolutely ideal for that, whether it's on-site visits, phone-based sales, or even running social media campaigns across various platforms. I can also use it for customer satisfaction surveys, just quickly put one together and add it to every email signature, making feedback collection seamless, reliable, and consistently effective across all touchpoints. I've created another amazing tool with flow forms. Pretty awesome, right? It's not just about sales scripts anymore. Sure, you can perfectly map sales scripts with flow forms, but flow forms go way beyond that. They're so much more versatile and powerful, truly unlocking new possibilities. That's exactly why the feature in Mr. James is called flow form, not sales script.
Mr. James, acquire new customers the easy way.